Shout out to everybody here on the live. I'm looking at Bitcoin real quick just to kind of give you a quick update here. It might just continue to pump. It pumped, came back inside, but I've seen it where things have pumped, come back inside, and they continued to rip. You know, or do we take a move down? It's tough right now. I sold my trades of the day. I figured I had to at that 72 pump. It was too crazy. We'll check back in when the timeline's out. I'll see you soon. Let's go, baby. Bitcoin, baby, 71,000. Let's go.
swim against the tides, heading toward the storm, swept aside by fate, my body and my soul can't hold this load no more, my body and my soul can't hold this no more.
Bam. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Liver Show, baby. We have Bitcoin pumping up to the upside, 72,000 for BTC. I just sold 72.5. Was it a bad idea? It looks like it's going to continue to pump here. I just talked about it at the beginning of the stream. I said, you know, I've seen this pump come back inside the pattern and then just continue to take off. This is a bigger move for Bitcoin. And this is why I buy so much Bitcoin spot at these key levels. Whenever I see the fear at that level, I'm telling you, I take advantage. And maybe it's a dead cat bounce and we still go to 40K. No guarantees. We're going to break all that down. We're going to look at the macro, look at the micro. We might even live trade for you here today. We already live traded for the trading group. If you were in my trading group last night, I just have to say you went to cryptolifer.com. You would have gotten an update. Okay, the update was at about, let's see the timing of that update. Was at 9:02 p.m. So at 9 o'clock p.m. last night, I'm giving you an update. Let's see what my past self was telling you about today. Since 12 o'clock. Funny, I got into the trade right here after it wicked out. And then we look here at the 4-hour time frame, right? And this is kind of where I started the update. And, you know, it's just at the end of the day, it's like you take a shot. You long this with a stop below that wick here and see if you can go the measured move when you break out, which takes you to like $77,000. Now, you could get rejected by the 200, and this could dump easily. It could be a fake out, right? No one knows what's going to happen, but you make your decision, you find your risk, and you go for it. And that's trading. So I'm long right now to see if we can break out. I think it's worth it, and it looks like throughout the night we may go sideways. I like what I'm seeing here on the 1-hour time frame. If I had to put it even in here, like this looks like you're in a smaller, tighter flag. That's going to break out maybe even tonight. The 21's above the 200. You're touching. So, yeah, I'm bullish right now. I mean, bullish or sideways. So either this pumps out, pumps back, and we get sideways in the bigger channel, or it breaks out. And if you lose the 200, bang. You know what I mean? So, like, and I was basically explaining why I was long, what I saw, what was going on, and then, boom, we got the huge explosion to the upside, all the way from about 68,000 all the way up to 72K. A $4,000 move for Bitcoin, might I add. And what I do, I trade the 21-day moving average above the 200, and it was doing exactly that last night right there, as you can see. And I haven't even moved this since we've looked at it, you know what I mean? And a move to the upside there could take you to $77,000. Now we're kind of still sitting in here, pulling the 21 with the 1 hour time frame. I like what I'm seeing. And we can continue to pump. It looks like we may. 4 hour has breached the 200 moving average. We're going to look at all this again. I just wanted to see if there was something live. If there was a live jive turkey to be had right now. You know, there's a couple ideas here right now kind of brewing. And remember, I talked about opening up some bigger trades even yesterday. Here's the scalp we put out this morning to get in here and to get out right there. It hit the target. I was in and out. It nailed it. It was a beautiful trade. I took both these trades down last night and this morning. Shout out to anyone that jumped into the trade that we gave this morning. So not only did I give the trade last night, but then this morning, 1 minute show on the model. That means you buy right here with a stop below the 200. You understand what the model is if you start trading with us. And lo and behold, it went up, came back down, never hit the stop loss, and then banged right to the target. Here was my bigger trade earlier from 67.9. Here's the next trade from 71.4 to 72.4. Beautiful scalp. Both trades hit perfectly. One was given last night. One was given this morning. There's nothing else you could do. Clean, perfect record here when it comes to running a trading group and keeping it clean. Shout out to anybody that jumped on in. And look, I mean, this is starting to look bullish to me too. You're looking at the 1 minute that seems to be forming another bit of a flag here to the upside. And it looks like we may be able to get for a slight scalpelino. You know, Bitcoin's looking somewhat bullish, sorry. And on the bigger time frames, I could see continuation. $71,526. Don't have a lot of time to execute. Looks like we may get a continuation on a short squeeze here. And remember, not a lot. 2 for 6. We already made our gains today. We don't have to risk a lot of money. So I don't want to keep teaching people. They make $6,000 and they go, I'm going to go $6,000 for 18 now. You know what I mean? And you know, again, may turn it into a $20,000 day. I get it. It could turn into epicness. But it also turns into zero more than it doesn't. End up with nothing, right? So I want to just take I want to take a gander here. But no reason to lose a lot, right? So there we go. We got a trade cooking here on Weeks. Live 1 minute, 21 above the 200. We've been in some bullish sentiment. We pumped. We came back. We made nice consolidation. If we were bearish, we would have kind of curved this shoulder, head right shoulder down. Something's telling me there's some more brewing here to the upside for Bitcoin, at least to maybe 74,000. I could be completely wrong. We'll see. But I'm going to test the waters here for BTC. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Thank you to anyone that jumped into the trading group. I seen a guy right here. He said, I'm in the group. I joined yesterday. He said those video updates in the morning and at night are amazing. Bang, 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 right? So shout out to anyone that jumped on in with us. Shout out to anyone that traded with the lifer. No days off, and this is what you get for not taking a day off. You get to hit so much, people think it doesn't make sense. Because when you're not as consistent as a consistent person, you can't believe how much a consistent person hits. So it seemed, when I wasn't consistent and I saw someone hitting all the time, I was like, this guy's full. I thought they were liars. But I just wasn't consistent, so I didn't understand what it meant to be consistent. So it was like foreign. It was like a foreign language to me, Once I got my act together, things made sense. And again, I was able to learn from experts more once I realized I had my own craft, tied down, right? That makes sense, right? So we're looking for a move here for Bitcoin to the upside. We seem to be getting it right off the jump. This is good pump music. This is the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Welcome to the best show in crypto. Keep the energy up. We're going to the moon, baby. They can't stop us. Let's go. No, I'm just joking. Shout out to everybody here, though. God bless you. But seriously, man, Bitcoin to the upside. We waited our turn, right? It's been bearish for days, for months, for weeks. Are we finally going to get the bearish turn here on the monthly to the upside for Bitcoin? And that's what you came here for. You didn't come here to get lullabied to sleep. You came here to get pumped up by the Crypto Lifer, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I can't help myself. This is the only place I feel alive since my leg is completely out of commission. May the good Lord put my leg back into commission as soon as humanly possible. I'm doing everything I can. I'm drinking turmeric. I'm drinking the collagen. I'm drinking the bone broth. I'm doing what I gotta do, folks, every single day. Now, this is just a turmeric shot. I'm sorry if I'm acting strange. It's the morning and Bitcoin's pumping. It's got me going. And that's just a natural inflation, reducer is when you're working on that. And look, can we be the king of 3%, please? Sammy Price, the king of 3%. Nobody makes 3% more than me. Nobody. Nobody does it like the guy. Nobody does it like we do over here. And could this dump easily double top, get to a resistance? I mean, we've been hitting some key areas that we really need to breach. It would make sense. Okay. Here we go, baby. Double top or push through. We did this earlier. We looked like we were going to double top, and we just absolutely ramrodded right through price action. Could also extend it to maybe just a bigger flag here. It's going to take its time, maybe a couple more minutes to go sideways. Yikes. Could easily lose the trade too. That's why I don't have my whole sheboygan on it over there. Let's take a look at what's happening here for Bitcoin. Nice pump to the upside. We told you it was in an ascending triangle. And we like the call here on the 21-day moving average. If you go to the 1 hour, it's the 21 above the 200 inside the flag. I do it all the time. If you go to the 1 minute, the move started when we crossed the 200 moving average right here on the 1 minute time frame. If you're bashful, which I am sometimes, I wait for the 21 to touch inside the flag. We got it here. Bang. We got it here. Bang. We got another little flag here. Bang. It didn't stop. We got another. Now we're in another possible flag here to the upside. Bitcoin just does not want to stop, folks. And when it starts to get moving, it's going to get moving. Like, you knew when it started to pump, it was going to pump in a way that was going to melt people's faces, hurt people's feelings, and destroy hearts. Oh, I'm going to get 50K. Oh, I'm going to get 60K. Remember me? I said, man, I've never seen the bottom. I've never seen this hit 5 in my life, and it did. So number one, it was the lowest I've ever seen the fear and greed in my lifetime of trading Bitcoin, which means I have to lower myself so there's no white line there. Sorry. That's not right. That's a bit not right, D. There we go. Proper news like. Happy days. Happy days, baby. Happy days. But look at this. I mean, when it was at 5, and so you saw me buying the Bitcoins. You saw me at 68, 69. Stop buying the Bitcoins. All right, that's when I decided the Bitcoins were getting a little over. I'll buy them back again at 50K. This could dump easily, take me out, folks. We need a bounce now sooner than later. Otherwise, this is maybe the end of the day. And this is what I do is I always throw on an extra rally at the end of a rally just to see if we can get a little more. You never know. Could be the time to short back to the 21-day moving average. Anyway, let's leave that on ice, and let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. Looking like we're going to get a bounce and get the push to the upside. We'll see. We'll see. Sammy wins the trades, baby. Let's go. So the first thing that you want to talk about is this the perfect time to get into a long on the monthly with a stop below the wick? And, that's been my new thing, is to chase bottoms. And it really could be. It could also end up just being a bear flag that turns to the, you know what I mean? If that's the case, I think you'll have time to get out. And you still might win the trade too. And then you'll see that it's really not playing out and it may turn bearish. Sad thing is it may take 6 months to figure that out and then it might dump on you. So here's the possibility. This closes green. It just turns into a bear flag. This is our next leg to the downside. Right? And this thing moves down somewhere down to, I don't know, 52, 53K, but it takes, a while to get there. Like we don't get there till, that says we would get to 52,000 by May or June of 2027. And it would just be a slow, and then we'd have our slow bottom and our way on out of here, and we would retest this low here. We're also retesting the previous high of the last cycle, the candle bodies. We can't, we never really built, we've hit the wicks before, but you usually don't go to the candle bodies. See the candle bodies here? We did not hit the candle bodies at 12,005. Let's see where this one opened. 13.7. So we never hit, what I'm talking about is these here. Just to, you know what I mean? I'm looking where two tweezer tops, we never hit the top of those two candles. We came close. We definitely came into wicked territory, which we did here. We came into wicked territory, but we did not test the top of these two candles. So, Bitcoin has not in the past, and I'm not saying just because of that it can't do it. But it just, you got to kind of look at some, I set some parameters there. So anyway, so I'm not saying this is guaranteed. I'm more of a relentless bull when it comes to trading. So it's very rare that I'm going to miss a move. I told you we were going to miss the pump if we were going to get the pump when we pumped. I told you so many times. I said, if we get the pump, we're going to get the pump. Again, one of my dad's ties. This is a Jerry Garcia tie. Shout out to my dad. Hooked up this tie, man. Jimmy Price, we love you, bro. This one's for you, Dad. This one's for you, Dad. We love you, man. Thank you, Jimmy. He was always the life of the party. He always had something to say. He was always doing damage. He was so funny, man. My dad, man. Look at the pump out this flag to the upside. Bitcoin doing some moves here. Getting the move. Is it sustainable? I believe we should get the continuation here to 74,000 and get a continuation pump. This is when it pumps, baby. Look, this is 73.5 and then into 75,000. You can see the liquidity kind of spread its wings further into the upside here on Bookmap as well. And we can almost bring that stop loss. We can bring it up for sure. Can barely lose anything now. And again, the 21, see how it's the same move that we did last night? It's the same move you pull right here. It's the same trading style. Once things start going our way, you're going to see my system just like, it's going to print faster than anything you've ever seen. When they've got no volume and there's no one coming in and nothing's happening, my system will be, you know what I mean? And I said it to everybody. It's similar to a lasso. Everyone trading is a lasso artist. You ever see a lasso artist? I think I've seen them a couple times at like a circus or something. If you don't know what they are, someone who can play with a rope and they can catch horses and cows and everything. They can, they can whip around a big circle, loop it around the cow, grab them up. But let's just say you put a lasso artist inside of a pen and there was no car, there was no cows, no animals, nothing there. He couldn't show you. He could whip around, but he couldn't really show you a lot. Similar to like when trading was dry and I'm trying to show you how amazing the strategies that I teach are. And there's nothing brewing. It's tight. It's tough. It's not what you want. You know what I mean? It's I'm just going over the facts there. It's tight. Anyway, God bless all the beautiful lifers here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you and we love you. And we thank you so much. 74,000 is the target. All right. When it pumps, it pumps. with the lifers. It's special. Thank you, Sammy. God bless. I mean, we've been waiting so long, and we've been so loyal to the game on this beautiful Wednesday. God bless everybody here on this beautiful Wednesday. Lifers, we love you. My man Byron Franco says, took Sam's call from the group last night. Woke up at 3:26 a.m. Was up 79%. Took profits. Then this morning, took another trade for profit. Sam is the man. Hey, you have a beautiful, profitable day, right? Just like I do. Today, we stack profits yet again. Another big trade to the upside for Bitcoin. Pump it, baby, pump it. And I will move my stop loss to break even. Thank you very much. And again, they may just kick me out and pump it. You never know. It could turn into a nothing burger trade. That's fine. I'm not stressing that. I'm so happy that we're winning, folks. I want to keep the trading group alive. I want to keep people make a gain. You know, the 99, you should be paying for an education that definitely does give back. You know, you should say, hey, there's no reason why I shouldn't pay for the 99. It just continues to hit. So the point is to make it a reciprocal relationship, not a one-way relationship. That's the key, right? And again, just trading the same strategies, no emotions here. We're just trusting the system, trusting the plan, going with the flow, right? Oh yeah, we're the last ones left besides the bots. Yeah, I mean, we're still here though. We're still here. Keep missing these. Don't worry. When I first started trading, I kept missing everything. Over and over and over again. It hurt so bad, I just seemed like I couldn't hit. Eventually, it all came together, man. And we started nailing it. So you will hit too. We're about to hit 73K, folks. $73,000 Bitcoin, baby. 73K, and the shorts are absolutely flabbergasted. They can't believe it. They can't believe it. Sammy was right again, and they all bet against me. They all said it wasn't going to happen. They all said that we were going down the tubes. They all said Sam's out of his mind. They all said this is just a dead cat bounce. They don't know how to read the moving averages. I can teach you how to find your way through the masses. They will all do the wrong thing. You will do the right thing. We are the minority here. Remember that, folks. They are short squeezing them to the upside here. Absolutely beautifully. And there's liquidity all the way up to like 75,000 now, as you can see. The key is to just keep stacking the wins over and over again. I can't wait to get back to the top-down analysis, but I love watching the small time frame do its thing right here. This is the 1 minute time frame. We do it large and in charge. Take a partial. Take a partial TP, dude. No, but just moving that stop loss into a higher. And again, this might just come and get me. This could be the bearish div that ends the day or ends the pump for now. You don't know. The key is to be carefree about it because you know the risk that you're taking. That's the whole plan. I like to take what I'm up. Like if I was up 200, I like to take it. The whole world is FOMOing for Bitcoin on the outside. Yeah. I'm shorting you all out of it. You're funny, man. It might drop to 65 now. Still resistance to 80K. Missed you a lot. Shout out to my man, Jesus Reigns. We love you. Jesus Reigns, we love you, brother. I want to retest to add more. Everybody wants what they can't understand. Looks like it could retest this top trend line and bounce. Seems to be some epic FOMO here for Bitcoin, though. So anyway, an idea right now is to long the monthly time frame. That was even yesterday when you really started to see the candle. Again, it could still turn red and be bearish, but we got our tweezer bottom finally. We got it. And we just need the monthly candle to close now. I mean, now we just need 26 amazing days to not turn red. Like, it's going to be tough. It'll be beautiful if this candle can rip. What I really want to see is it close above 71,300 right here. It's actually above it right now. So That's the key level that I'd like to see Bitcoin trade against and trade above. Stay above, this level here on the monthly. So important for me. If we can get a monthly candle close above these two candle bodies, that's going to solidify something. That's going to help us out. The 2-week chart looking extremely bullish. You know what I'm saying? Would have sworn I put on the... oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, I sworn I had the instrumental version there. I like them both, but you got to, you know what I mean? Wow, look at this. It looks kind of like an Adam and Eve double bottom, man. That looked crazier and crazier and crazier. Then it got tight inside the range, and then boom, we made the call last night. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And when I made the call last night, I mean, I also suggested when the 21 and the 200 get close, it's like Bollinger Bands getting tight. There's always seems to be a move coming there. Something happens there when I see that when the 21 and the 200 start getting close together, you want to pay attention. And remember, man, my strategies are tried and true. I'm backtesting them on everything. And so when everyone else is going to get a little iffy, we're going to nail it. We're going to nail it. You know, the weekly had its beginning of its first tweezer bottom. It was very oversold in the stochastics RSI. RSI was below the dotted line. These were all curving to the upside. Look very similar to this bottom here, but even more oversold. RSI hasn't been that oversold since the absolute bottom for Bitcoin, which is crazy. It did get a bull div. It to me feels like we have to get a bullish divergence, but otherwise, I mean, it could be a V-shaped recovery. See, what I'm seeing is, okay, we get a beautiful inverted head and shoulder here, right? And that breaks out. If that plays out as such, and we get something, you can kind of start the timing of when we could get to an all-time high, and it could be June of 2026. Like, we could end up at 250K by the end of the year, right? I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I say it every single day, so we don't know. You know, believe me, you have to assume. Yes, I kept telling everyone you have to assume we're going to go down until we can get and this is an engulfing candle. Like, look at the size of this candle on the weekly. The only thing I'm not a fan of is it started so early in the week. You know, can it sustain? And can the monthly candle sustain? Because now, it's green the first 2 months. For the first 4 days of the month. I mean, so I'm a little weary of what's happening here, but we'll take it. Beautiful pump out the 3-day chart. And let's take a look at the daily here. Too many lines. Really, all that matters right now is that monthly candle above 71.3. To me, that's like the biggest deal. And we got a month to really wait for that to happen. I mean, look, outside of the point of control, you got a gap in the VRVP. This says you can get all the way back up there. And, it does resemble an Adam and Eve to me. Breaks to the upside, right? Another thing that I went over last night on my update was this trend line here on the daily. And on the daily, I talked about this being resistance breakout. That's a bullish retest. And we ended up getting the pump off the bullet. Like all the strategies that my mentor taught me, all the old school strategies that he taught me, they play out so well. So like I trade like an old man now, and I'm so happy I do. Right? And there's a beautiful breakout today. Now, almost every pump is given a dump. We'll see. But this one looks a lot more sustainable than the others. It's got more structure. We've waited out a consolidation. We basically double bottomed right there, as you can see. We tested the lows. Seems like we swept, a good amount of liquidity. Back above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. So let's break this down. So the idea here is this. Resistance. Now you got to stay above this resistance. You can bring it a little lower, maybe like right here, but it's a bubbled area. Your next big time area is going to be 74.8. And I feel like you really can float right up there to 78.8. So there's not a lot of resistance here. We fell down really fast through this area, which means we could definitely get back in there pretty fast too. It's just something that, you know what I mean? You look at the 1 hour time frame now, and we start to kind of build a story and a picture. Remember, we're still battling this trade here. I don't know. Yeah, we're still in it. It's funny. It's now kind of bull flagging off the 21, which I've seen a good pump come from many a time. Could be a perfect entry for a long right there off the 21-day moving average. Then you use this wick right here as the stop. Again, you do whatever makes you happy. As you can see, I can't lose on this trade no matter what happens, so it's a free trade. We'll go for there. We'll go from there, right? I'm not really stressing it that much. Okay, so look, you kind of see the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder here. You can see the flag that we eventually hit out of on the 1 hour, and we talked about it on the update last night. You can see how they're, the 21 is above the 200. That's my go-to, folks. Explosive moves coming out of that idea. So we got this bigger move. I love this track, man. It's good to listen to, not to trade to, if that makes any sense. Right. So here's the deal. Getting still far for the 21, but gapping nicely away. Like doing a good job of creating space. So there's our support of resistance. So here's the deal. Like, all that matters, we might pump up. There might be some more today to like 74, 75. I think at that point, we're going to start to kind of hang out. And we may even start to hang out now. I don't know exactly what's going to happen for sure. The small time frames are going to teach us. We're going to go watch them now, and they're going to tell us. But for the most part, I do know what will happen in the, what's likely going to happen. You always get a pump like this, and then you get some consolidation. You get a pump like this, you get consolidation. You get a pump, so there's your pump. There's your pump. There's your pump. I mean, that's a pump. Maybe it continues up, but it's unlikely. And the 21 needs to kind of hang out again with price action. They need to hang out, right? They're going well because this is pointing up, and it could kind of push it. They could kind of stress each other out. Like, they could flex each other. If you know what I mean, like one could pull it a little more extensively than you normally see. The point is, you're looking for some type of connection sooner than later back to the 21. So now you look at the 30-minute can be a really good indication now too. And you're looking for some bear div, which I'm just identified here on the 30-minute chart. Right? That's some bearish divergence too as well. Doesn't mean you're going to crash. Well, you want to start building this idea. So yeah, I'm just looking for, and it tells me that it could be pretty fast consolidation. We're talking 8 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. And this gets to $78,800 for Bitcoin, by, Thursday. What a beautiful day it could be, right? So anyway, and this could easily be a nasty, this could turn into something like this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, and crash back down too. The smaller time frames are going to teach us so much, but right now it's a likely place to take some profit. Or you push your last few scalps to see if they can win. I took profits on my bigger trades, but you do whatever makes you happy. I am not your advisor. You're not my advisor. We're just buddies hanging out, going over the charts every single day. This is a reality TV show of my life. I like to use weeks. I use BTCC, right? We traded oil this week. We traded gold. We traded Bitcoin. We traded it all. In the last month and a half, we traded gold, oil, Bitcoin, silver, whatever we had to get by. And I'm going to get back into altcoins. They're going to be my bread. I love altcoins. Once they start moving again, we will have our day. Look at this, man. We're getting back into action here. So far, the bounce off the 21-day moving average is slightly prevailing. We'll see. We're still inside this trade. And, for some people, for me, I'm not trying to, I'll take everything. I'm grateful for 100. I'm grateful for $50. I'm grateful for $100. But for some people, that's like enough money to eat for a week. Some countries, this amount of money right here, 160 is a lot of money. Some people also have a hard time just turning any trade green. They would love to see $160 green. It's crazy. I never think about that, but sometimes I post a trade, I say something, and then I read the comments. Like later on that day, it will sit there and I'll scan through the comments, and I'll hear people say things like that. Like, damn, man, you You just made what I make in 2 weeks, or you just made what I made in a month, bro. That's a month of my work to me. And so you guys have taught me these things. I didn't know this stuff. My channel has taught me about the world. Isn't that interesting? By engaging with the world, I've learned more about the world without having to read the news. I learned about standard of living. I've learned about livelihood. I've learned how people exist in different places, what goes on. You guys have really taught me a lot, and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone here has taught me so much, right? Look, guy, 160 every 2 weeks in Mexico, he says. Wow, see? See, I'm working towards a $160 trade, working hard, see? That could be like a big, someone's biggest trade of their life. You know, it's so crazy. So always, realize that you could be in a better or worse place in your life every single moment of your day. And it's the best to always say, hey, you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I do have. Thank you, dear Lord, for everything you provided in my life. Amen. Right? Took Sam's call from the group last night. Woke up at 3:26 a.m. Up 79%. Took profits. Then this morning took another trade for profit. Sam's the man. Thank you. Can you look at .USD? Only one King of Kings. I pray healing over your leg and that the Lord comforts you. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you, man. Thank you. Jesus is King. God bless you. Check out my last super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Let's take a look at Polkadot. So Bitcoins, we're still inside along. And what I'm saying is we probably get one more pump, and then eventually we're going to get some type of consolidation. Does look like you're going to be able to get into another long later on today, though. And Monday night, man. Shout out to Monday night and Tuesday night. I love trading Monday and Tuesday night. Tuesday night provides a beautiful opportunity. Once I see positional strength, which is above the 221 flagging on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, my favorite night to trade. Tuesday, my favorite day to trade. Wednesday, my second favorite day. Tuesday and Wednesday are like twins, man. They're great days to trade. Seems like, well, we've been holding on. So anyway, we're looking for tightness. We want to defy the bears. We're touching the 21. We're inside another flag here. Can we continue to the upside? Looks like we may. Up 8% of the trade. Nice little pump here to the upside. So that's kind of where we stand. We took you from the monthly all the way down to me trading the 1 minute, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? I've never seen another channel take you from the monthly to the 1 minute. Live trade while they also give you bigger ideas and even give you like a trade that could last maybe 7 months. You never know. That monthly, tweezer bottom right there could be huge. So, God bless all the beautiful people here on the live. We appreciate you and love you, and thank you so much for your constant viewership. Without viewership, we don't have a show. Without you showing up and being amazing, we got nothing. So, the entire team here at Crypto Lifer says thank you so much to everybody, right? And thank you for providing all the opportunities. It's just absolutely amazing, man. And my whole team and everybody with me, we love you guys. We appreciate you all. We thank you so much. We look forward to many and more opportunities coming our way, right? And only time will tell, man. And that's why, opening up a long-term trades is tough, but it's important, right? For me, like learning that idea of how to hold a trade for a long period, like that's where the big money's going to come into play. There's also fees involved. That's why I do spot, man. Like most people would have put what I put in spot maybe with 2 to 3x lev, or maybe taking a portion and put in a lev, but it's just like, it's not how I made it. You know what I mean? I'm addicted to how I made it because that's why I'm at where I'm at. Same thing will happen to you once you quote unquote have made it, or you're in a place where you're comfortable. You have most of your needs met for your family and you. It's going to come down to, how much risk do you want to start taking? And if you lived in risk as much as I did in a one-bedroom apartment, working a night shift, all your money in crypto, just putting everything you have into crypto every single time, looking for it to get better, you know, and struggling, and just like, you know, that's not easy, man. And I know most of you are probably where I used to be, or, you know, some of you are way, you know, some people here are so much wealthier than me. It's insane. I meet people at the conference in my trading group, and they're just like, I'm amazed at the people that I meet. But it's not about that. The point is, everyone of different levels in the trading group, number one. Everyone of different levels that comes to the show, right? And it reminds me of all the levels that I've been through in life. I'm still in a level right now, right? Probably, you know. So give yourself grace. Don't compare yourself to everyone. You're on your own journey. The second I start comparing myself to others, I can get depressed. I can get in my head. Things don't make sense. And, you know, comparison is the killer of happiness, they say, or contentment, you know, however you want to place it. It's a nice little flag right there. Starting to look pretty nice to me. We saw this the other day on the 15, kind of similar idea, and it ended up, I don't like the curvature. See the curvature on the 21? It's got to bend up. We're going to have that bend up pretty soon. Otherwise, you know, flatline and bend. They're starting to flatline. Again, that's the 21 above the 200 in a flag, though. It, again, is the system on the 1 minute time frame, suggesting we should get a move to the upside. We're still inside this trade. Isn't that amazing? Patience, my friends, patience. It's fun to be in trades together, isn't it? It's fun to trade every single day together. We trade every single day together, right? Amazing. On the weekends, the last 2 weekends, right? Sunday and Saturday, not this weekend, but the weekend, two weekends before, there was big money. And this weekend into Monday, there was a move, right? It's crazy, right? You never know when there's going to be a big move in crypto. That's why it's 24/7. It's kind of crazy. It's like if you're going to be in it, you got to be in it all the time. You can't dabble, because if you dabble, what will happen is the one day you take off, the biggest move happens. And then you're going to sit there like, dang, man, I studied and I couldn't take advantage. It happens to almost everyone who like dabbles in crypto. They get hurt by like not being around. So once I decided to get into cryptocurrency 24/7, I decided, you know, my dad was in my mind. He's like, if you're going to do this, Sam, you better do it all the way. And 24/7 is all the way. It is what it is. Let's see if we can get this breakout. It's looking pretty strong. We got to a similar area with a double top on the 15-minute earlier today. We blasted right through it. Let's see if I can look for that. Yeah, how it looked exactly. Yeah, it looked right. It was right there. Show you. And we had this top, and then we ended up just muscling right through it like it was nothing. And I like to ride the stop too, like as, you know, like that's a strong wick. So I move the stop to this wick here. You know what I mean? Just keep pushing a little bit, taking the risk off the table. You want to trade this as if you were trading a $1 million position, $10 million position, right? And you wouldn't be playing games. Every little move would be like a big deal. If this comes back to the trend line, so be it. If it could continue to pump, so be it. And again, it might even wick me out and continue to pump. You don't know. Be okay with all outcomes and scenarios. Be okay with all outcomes and scenarios. But there's definitely a bullish flavor to Bitcoin. You know, you tell me why, I'll tell you why. Right? Why do you guys think Bitcoin's pumping? You know, one idea is just pure TA. Like it's breaking above moving averages. It's made a bit of a bottom. You know, people who keep buying Bitcoin are speaking for it now at this point. The prices are just too good for an asset that you could. In my mind, it's geopolitical uncertainty. I think the issue in Iran, Clarity Act approval. All right, which is, you know what I mean? Did we get Clarity Act approval? It was supposed to come on the weekend. I should know, right, of all people. I sit in the, you know, some days I don't know the news, but I know the charts, right? And show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Everyone's like, oh, I was all over that. I could tell you we were doing this because of this and that. It's like, I didn't need to know any of that. I just stuck to the charts, right? But it was clear gold rotation too, right? We saw gold dump immediately. And then next thing you know, it was Bitcoin, because you can't take gold out of Iran. You might have a stack of gold right now, and what do you do with it? What do you do with it? Seriously, like, what do you do with a stack of gold when you decide that you don't want to be in the country you're living in at the present moment in time, at least for a moment, right? Not approved yet, chat. Call for fast approval recently, yeah. Yeah, the forced opening of Hormuz is bullish too in a way, right? About to break through the 5-day 200 MA. Let's go. I mean, no. Really? Oh yeah, I mean, that's actually a big deal. You get, because that's the last bullish rally that started. We broke above the 5-day and we were gone. Both times we broke up. You get back above that 5-day 200 moving average, and that could be a very bullish sign. You get in there with a stop and then just boom. I mean, crazy. We did call that bottom. That bottom never got touched. I have a short. How do we enter the bottom? Using the 4-hour time frame, just tweezer bottoms, nothing crazy. Very simple. All right. Yeah, volume up in the last 3 days in Iran. Yeah, volume's up huge in Iran. No, the Clarity Act has not been signed into law as of March 4th. It passed the House in July, but remains stalled in the Senate Banking Committee due to ongoing disputes, particularly over stablecoin yields and rewards. As of March 1st, deadline for resolving key issues passed without agreement, and without a committee markup could happen in mid to late March. That said, momentum is building. Polymarket odds for being signed in 2026 are 72%, and figures like Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse estimate 92% of passage by late April. Trump administration is pushing hard forward as part of making the U.S. a crypto hub, with analysts like JP Morgan viewing mid-2026 enactment as a major positive catalyst for the markets. And there's 73K for Bitcoin, showing signs of strength here, as it doesn't want to pump exactly yet, but is showing signs of staying tight inside of this zone. And now it's kind of rising wedge vibes, which is more parabolic of a bit of, it's got a parabolic vibe to it. And, so my idea is this. Gold has a huge rally. You're just like, okay, enough is enough. All right, ACH moving too. I see a lot of altcoins about to take a move. I gave a couple in the trading group too. I could use PAXG, I guess, but it's just like I like to use the gold Bitcoin chart. But if we look at PAXG Bitcoin, you can see, I mean, gold taking a tumble against Bitcoin. It hit a high, and that was a crazy high for it. Like, if you think about it, like, it's a bit absurd. Let's look at the big picture, actually. Let's look at the big picture. So, number one, since 2019, Bitcoin completely clobbered gold. Like, let's be honest. Like, and if you looked at it the other way, like, it was more like this, too. If this could have been open, you know what I mean? So it turned, it had a little spike, bear flag, boom. Came down. And then gold had this little rally, if you look at it comparatively, but it probably never recovers against Bitcoin in the long term. This is a chart that will never recover, in my humble opinion. Never. It will make lower highs each time, right? I mean, and look, you're very overbought on the weekly. I mean, that tells me you're going to have a pretty decent pullback. 2-week chart as well. So, yeah, I expect something kind of like this, right? And so gold BTC, it looks to me like it hit a major high. And so, there, you know what I mean? Nice pump for Bitcoin out the flag to the upside. Shout out to anyone that took the trade with the lifer. We are live trading here, and we're already in profit, but now we can even move the stop loss to the 21. Let this thing rally all the way to 73.8. It's like I've been printing money every single day on the channel. I basically started the channel with, I'm up like a few thousand already in the morning. 2 to 3 grand, and then I just take extra scalps on the live just to have fun, and then bang, they play out too as well. I just feel like I'm pushing it now. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm getting greedy. I like to take that. I'm back inside the pattern now for Bitcoin. With the stop, you can see just continuously taking care of positioning, covering the purse. Protected the purse, baby. You know, I used to be so greedy in my trading. My emotions were so strong. Something has changed too since my foot's gotten hurt. Like, I'm far more stable when it comes to just, I mean, I think I was pretty stable, but my foot being hurt makes me more monk-like. I have to be honest. I have to sit here with my emotions, just be calm. I have to sit and be calm all day. Otherwise, like, it's like being a little bit of a physical prison. I can't move like I used to be. It's not easy. Keep showing us the way, man. No days off. Thank you. Anytime, man. Anytime. Every day is a day for somebody to learn. Every day is a day for somebody to learn, right? Don't feel like saying it, but will be really helpful for me if you share today's 10% to me as a starter possible. Interesting. 3-day 21 to 200 AMA indicators. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. And yeah, we use 2,400 to make 3,350. Like, that's 14. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't have to be rich here, folks. You just have to be disciplined. Well, people don't realize if they can make 500 to 200 bucks every couple of hours over and over again, they got themselves a system to print. The key is not to be losing. Like, there's a bear div now that could come and just snipe me out in 2 seconds. Look at there. It looks like they're going to come get me. Put my stop at the wick to see if it could cover. Five minute is getting away from the 21, which tells me that even if I get stopped out here, there's chances for me to get into more trades later. 1 hour starting to tweezer top, just too far for the 21. Good place to take some profits. Not be greedy. Look at that though. I got coverage. That's crazy. I put my stop right at the wick, and then I'll be bold and put it next to that wick now. Oh, they're going to throw this thing up. Look at this thing. They're going to throw it up, baby. Let's get to 500. Show me 500 for the fans, baby. Let's get that half a grip. Let's get that half a grip to the upside. Shout out to anyone jumping on it. We're live trading Bitcoin here on Weeks. Links to Weeks right here if you want to jump on it in the pinned comment. If you want to trade where I've been trading. I'm using stop losses, proper risk management, and showing you how not to be reckless when I'm trading. Even though I am trading leverage, which I don't suggest you do unless you demo trade, go up here to futures, come on down to demo trading, and do that for a couple months. Get your bearings, understand how to touch the buttons. You know, get a feel for what you're doing. It's kind of like driving a race car. You know, you're shifting, you got your hands on the wheel. Get a feel for all that. All right? Get a feel for all that. It's important, in my humble opinion, because the market moves fast sometimes, and after 2-3 months of having a handle of all that, you'll be able to handle stuff awesomely, right? Wow, look at this, and we're the highest we've ever been, and we're not being greedy. We're like putting ourselves right in position, which is crazy, right? Huh. They wicked it up now. That could have been it. I think that might have been the day high there. We'll see. We'll see. Watch them just throw this thing up. Just, I managed it pretty well. I'm proud of how I managed that trade. It wasn't easy. Just staying super calm about it. I mean, that looks like it's going to launch, though. Let's be honest, right? Yeah. Yeah. Counter trading the lifer is crazy, right? Probably the worst thing you could do. BlackRock just started buying Bitcoin ahead of the U.S. market open. They're buying millions every few minutes, nonstop. Looks like they know good news is coming. Appreciate you, Sammy, in the gains. Shout out to my man, Mark Fletcher. Shout out to my lifers. Put a 333 if you made gains. Remember, isn't that, kind of ringing a bell? Didn't we say that yesterday and the day before? Put a 333 if you made gains here on the stream with the lifers. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you guys so much for coming in. And we just really appreciate the viewership. I can't say it enough on the stream. I really have to continue to say it every single time, every single moment. What a blessing it is to be alive. What a blessing. Man, it's a blessing. Yeah, so that could have been the day high here. Let's see a clean chart again and kind of begin to zoom in. So the 5-day chart looking beautiful. We'll take it. The 3-day chart looking absolutely lovely too. Okay. We just want to see it now close above this resistance, above 70,490. Again, lately, every time I've been euphoric or price action has looked good, they've completely demolished it in a day or two. So I've been weary, but it doesn't mean I didn't buy. See, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get in your head. But whenever I see this below a 7, I have to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. So they didn't get in my head. And now I'm sitting pretty with the win. I'm like, well, I'm happy that I did it. The daily looks good to me too. It looks like to me, like an Adam and Eve that breached the trend line now and is going to go the distance at least of the measured move. And then if it can go there, why can't it head all the way to 87,000? So it's looking like we could get to 87K for Bitcoin. Close a gap up there too. Just taking its sweet time to get there. Just taking its sweet time. Entry here with a stop below 69.5 might be, you know what I mean? Again, some of it is a little late. I gave you entries earlier today, but we can keep trading it. We can keep trading. Now that the 1 hour look, the 1 hour is getting pretty extended. Again, we want to make that support and resistance levels. We just want to start looking at what matters. And yeah, maybe it continues to pump, but it's likely going to do one of two things. Make a falling wedge flag or a sideways flag. We don't know exactly, but we need that 21 to come back to price action. I'll tell you that. It could make a head and shoulder and it could dump. You got to be so open-minded that you can see what others can't and you can make a move when others can't. Okay? Look, I got out of my trade, made another 300, right? Because I wasn't greedy and I just added to what I did already. So. And so now what I would be doing is watching the 15 and the 1 hour. And a short back to the 21 could be likely. I just don't like to short Bitcoin generally, unless I see an obvious short, like when we saw these dumps here. I'll short Bitcoin, don't get me wrong, but I don't do it regularly. On a day when I've won a bunch of longs, I usually just prepare for the next long because it looks like the momentum has shifted slightly. For now, I'll believe it as it's beginning because as it's beginning, it's happening. They could reverse that, but we'll see that in the smaller time frames. They'll teach us. So right now, I would, I'm closing day trades for now. We made a great amount of money today day trading. I did. I hope you did too. Whatever you did, whatever. I don't know what people made. It's none of my business. So I'm not sniffing another man's wallet. But the idea is, we just keep continuing to deliver. What a beautiful trade to the upside there for Bitcoin. I mean, unbelievable. We call that short to the downside. See, there's a short. We call it long and short, baby. And what I really want to see is maybe even sideways upward trending price. It might be something like this. We don't know what's going to happen, but it does look like we're going to kind of cool off. I mean, look at that. That's almost all green since 7 in the morning. So what goes up must come down. Nothing is, this is the new life. This is the new lifer. Made 606, 9:30 a.m. I always saw the trade earlier with you or in my own, but for some reason it didn't take the trades. For some reason with you, I feel confident. You the man. Because you know that I do it every single day and it makes sense. And you're like, well, if he's doing it, right? Some days we'll lose together, though. We're not going to win every time. I'm not 100%. I want to make that clear. But I'm going to do the best I can to make it happen every single day. They call me the everyday hitter, never quitter, Sammy Price. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. And one thing I really, really want to talk about, which, that I just absolutely love, is the Bitcoin conference. All right? Which is going to be in Vegas. Bitcoin Vegas, baby. Bitcoin Las Vegas. All right? Check it out. Hit the link. We have a link in the description. If you don't have the link, just go to the website, and when you go and sign out for tickets, hit the code LIFER to get 10% off. It tracks you, lets you know that you're part of the LIFER team. And, the last time it was amazing. It's only in 2 months. I can't believe it's up again. And it's the 27th to the 29th of April at the Venetian in Las Vegas. I will be going despite my leg. So jump on in today. There's a link. Find out more. Become part of the team. Meet me. I do a private event. I'll do it again, very likely. It's a beautiful write-off, so why not? And we get to share love and spend money on you guys. So come on in and hang out with the lifer. Look at this, man. Down all the way to possibly, 71,870 for Bitcoin would be the level you're looking at, right? 71.8. The 8s are important, too. Actually, yeah, 71,870, 71,800. How do I know we're going to pull back? Just because of how the 21 moves with price action. Whenever you gap away for the 21, this is a pretty good gap, actually. Bigger than I realized. And that was your move right there. On the 21 as entry, away from the 20. We talked about it yesterday. Here you get in on the 21. You get out when you're away. You wait for it to consolidate. You wait patiently. We waited patiently for this to occur. It took a long time. I sold and then really waited a day and 12 hours until the next big trade. It can be boring sometimes. You're in the group and I tell everyone, I'm just waiting till I get to the 21 again the nice way. I said, this is coming back to the... I told my whole group, watch this come back to the 21. It did. And I said it could go to the 21 in the 4 hour, which it did. The 4 hour came back to the 21. That's where we double bottom. Then we formed the trend. If you know how to draw, you start drawing the trend. Then you start drawing this. And you start seeing it exactly for what it is. You see it. You see it's an ascending triangle. It makes sense. It's almost like a code, like a key hits a code and you go, oh my gosh, there it is. Then you're locked in. Now you know the measured move. Which the conservative measured move is just right here, honestly. This is exactly what you did. The bigger measured move you can get if you're really bullish is this whole length and you can get the move. It tells me we're probably going to get a 1 hour consolidation in a pump. Like the 4 hour will eventually hit. See, now you're excited too because now all you need to do is wait for the 4 hour to reconnect to the 21. The next time that happens, there's a beautiful long. One could even get into a long right now, the second we got above the 200 moving average. Look at the last time the 4 hour breached the 200 after a massive downtrend. If you had just waited for us to get above it right there, we nibbled on it there, but eventually, this is what I would love to see. Look at, we got consolidation above the 200 with the 21 touching. It's exactly what we did on the shorts, on the long that we took this right now, right? 21 was touching. We were consolidating. We took the long. We went up. Look, I sold it beautifully, right? How did I know where to sell? Because I'm not greedy. I don't know where to sell. I just don't do the greedy thing, and it pays off a lot. Just don't stop being greedy, man. The reason why most people are losing is because they're so dang greedy. They're not grateful for what they do have, right? Right today, I could have made way more money. I could compare myself to a bigger trader, someone that made hundreds of grand and said, damn, I stink. But what does that do for me? Nothing. I'm only competing with myself from yesterday. I'm making sure that I won today, man. Again, I've been winning my trades for the last few weeks now. We've just been dominating. We've been doing well. Gold, oil, Bitcoin 2 weekends ago in a row. So we've been winning, folks. There's no reason to not keep it moving. And I've been winning in a market where most people are complaining. It's one of the toughest times to make money, right? So I talked about Tesla being a buy too, man. You know what I mean? And now, I think Tesla's a beautiful buy. It's the future, man. Robots and stuff. How is that not going to be one of the stocks to own? You know what I'm saying? So SpaceX, Tesla, all that is probably a pretty dang good idea, in my humble opinion. And there, once this closes red, you're going to start, maneuvering your way down. Now, sometimes I see them spike a candle up with a wick, and then they maneuver, you know what I mean? It's happened. But for the most part, these are pretty solid that you can short them down to the 21. We don't want to see the head and shoulder pattern here. I mean, if you're bearish, you do. I don't. I'm bullish, so yeah. The thing that I've learned from Sam that is beneficial is to sell. You have given me confidence that there will be another entry. Always another entry, man. The market is awesome. Now that we are down this low, so the percentages moves are bigger. Yes, I like what he's saying too. When Bitcoin goes from 65 to 70K, we make more money, right? And now a $2,000 move, we get 10%. He's a better, which means we can make more money right now. I love Bitcoin. It provides so much volatility, though. Like down at 19K, it was fun to trade. I remember when it finally went above 21,000 as if it was yesterday. Jason jumped on my channel with me. It seems like yesterday, man. Yeah, and thank you, everyone here. You guys are the best, man. Without you, I'd have nothing. Without God, I would have nothing. Without my wife, I would have nothing. Without my kids, I would have nothing. You know what I mean? Material stuff is cool, but I love you all. I'm so grateful. So is there a short? Do we short now for fun? To show you how to short? Do we teach you how to short? Do we run a clinic? Or does it pump in my face? And we don't know, right? It could definitely continue. You could almost say, is it like in a rising wedge? Nah, that was the complete channel. But it does have a bigger measured move, like it's not done yet. Could drag the 21 on a straight there could be some more today. There's a chance. Just don't want to get too ahead of myself. Watch the 5-minute time frame get tight here, and as it gets tighter, we'll start to watch it. There could be a possibility, and what I do is I like to build the trade way beforehand just so I can have it set up and ready. Dude, shout out to the trading group. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for giving me a place to talk, a place to be every night. That's all that is for me, man. A place to be, a place to go over my ideas, a place to share. I can see the market's going to turn a certain way. I know I have a high probability of winning. I want to share it, but I want to share it with people that matter. And I want to share it with a group of people that really care and want to put in the work too. And the group really gives me such a, you guys are amazing. Thank you. And girls, there's ladies and gents in there. I'm just so grateful for everybody. Very grateful. Yeah, it's a 2.94. I'm not saying I'm taking this trade at all. I'm looking for it to dump personally. Like, I would like to see it get out of here. I would like to see it do a head and shoulder. You know what I mean? Something like this. Not like to, but that makes more sense for my trading style and my back-tested strategies. But we'll see. Nobody's 100%, and I can't say I am. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the bigger time frames. Let's take a look at the altcoins and see what's happening. And let me pop into your chats too and see what you people are saying. Our coin market cap. Last 24 hours, the entire market cap is up 7%. That's amazing. SPX, that oldie but goodie, back at 37 cents. People like this coin. I mean, if the whole market comes back, right? Wow, Aerodrone back at 37 when we started getting into 30. Decred still holding 30. And I kept telling you how much I like Decred. And it's actually doing pretty good compared to the rest of the market. Doge, all right, 8%, 8%. You can see also across the board, we talked about Zcash possibly bottoming already, and it looks like it has. Ondo at 27. I like Chainlink at 8. It's back at 941. We like Solana at 80. It's back at 91. Render Caspa back at 32. SWI at 96. SEI. I've always liked SEI and SWI. It just, I kept taking shots at them over and over again for years, and it didn't pan out. Yeah, I'm not in love with a lot of altcoins. I like Aster. I like Solana. I like Aster right now. I like Solana. There's my Aster right there, 72 cents. So, I like CZ. Binance ran great for long periods of time. Everyone has all this stuff to say, but maybe it was Jane Street, not Binance so much. You never know. I mean, people talk so much stuff on things they don't know about. Let's take a look at River. River's a coin that actually has good liquidity and actually could provide a possible good trade later on today. Let's take a look at River. And guys, tell me what you guys are trading. What's going on? What are you guys trading? What are you looking at? Explain. Explica-me. Dogecoin farm. Interesting. So River bottomed out at what? $7.94. Came all the way back to 19 again. Wow. Funny, River's been on an interesting journey from when we saw when it came out. Remember at the end of December? Everyone, there's still opportunity in this market. Look, from $6 all the way to $85. River. Of course it crashed because people are going to sell it off and everyone's going to get caught up late. If Bitcoin can hold position and not completely crash, right, and start to actually get strong, altcoins are going to get strong. And I kept telling everyone, like, we're going to trade altcoins once Bitcoin shows stability, but we're not going to be jumping into altcoins until Bitcoin shows stability. You know, and a lot of people kept asking me for their altcoin, and I'd be saying, well, let's, I can't wait to trade your altcoin, but let's make sure that Bitcoin isn't collapsing first. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can hold some key levels to, Broadcom earnings after hours. I'm holding Rare until 100. You're funny. It's totally fine to say, guys, every time men and women, guys can be used as a generic term. Yes and no. Right? And there's Bitcoin getting a pummeling to the downside, and we said, should we short it? Right? And it just makes sense when that 1 hour candle is making that tweezer top. And that 21's too far away. That's when I'm kind of done. So we showed you how to get in. Not only did we show you how to get in. Some people give you a trade and then they walk away and then they're like, oh, did you take when you do it, it's up to you. I give you the exact positioning when I get in, and I show you exactly when I sell too. Which is like unheard of. I've never even seen anything like it. But whatever. All done live. We don't have to. Well, we do it because we love you. You guys are good to me. And girls, so we did it again. Yeah. It's going to have a pullback and then it's going back up. I mean, anyone can say that, right? Getting the Bugs Bunny hammer. Shout out to Vegas Claw. We love you, brother. Thank you for being here and jumping on in. Yeah, and it's just not easy, man. With the pain and the foot and the foot and the pain and the gain and the life and the life and the rain and the rain and the light. No, let's take a look at the 1 hour. Is it time to trade oil again? Is oil calling my name for a possible another trade? As you can see, we've been moving the balance up here. Had a great week of trading. I mean, if we stop trading this week, another great week of trading. We've racked in over $6,000, $3,000 on this trade, a few $1,000s on Bitcoin in the last day and a half. We closed that oil trade, the gold trade. We sold gold at the absolute top too, which was amazing. Then took a scalp on oil that night. Oh yeah, we took a scalp. We sold gold at the top. 3,000 bang. Took the scalp on oil, took another 1,500 for in the middle of the night. That's 45, right? Made more today. I'm happy, man. I'm blessed. I tell everyone, I go for if you make $6,000 a week, That's $24,000 a month. That's 240 grand in 10 months. That's dang near $300,000 a year. 280 grand a year, right? That's more than most people are making, and that's if we don't have a bull run. That's like struggling when the market's been tight. You know what I mean? And we've been trading whatever we can. Never when the market starts to rip, man. We're talking. I can dang make 60 grand in a weekend or in one day, man. Trump coin stuff in the market gets crazy, so you can't lose money too. But we're pretty good at figuring out where to get in. Power Protocol trying to bottom around 116 after collapsing 90%. Yeah. Just learning and back testing, Ryan. That's the key. That is the key. So look, I wouldn't trade oil, but if it bounces and gets tight. So people thought the Strait of Hormuz would get closed, it would shut down, make it, and then they came out and say, no, we're not going to do that. So that actually could make oil come back down, and the speculators could get over-speculated on. Right? I'll put an alert for River, so if it does bounce, I'll know. I don't have to stare at it and stress on it. Alerts are great. It's how I trade. If you don't have alerts, I don't know how you're going to make it through the markets. You got to be able to use alerts. And then there's just some other coins that have been, people, like he just mentioned, Power Protocol down a nice 77.7%. 77s, there it is. Superform, Fabric, Robo, Conway, Sahara AI, Centrifuge, Enzo. Interesting. Let's take a look at Sahara. Yeah, we were looking for it to break out of this flag yesterday, and it really did do that. Then it was in another tight flag. It kind of played games on that one. Still side. That looks like it's going to dump now. I risk on smaller coins that have lower volume, though. I don't own any Sahara AI. It does not matter to me. So, I love creating liquidity points. I don't know what that means. Say no to Bitcoin as a trap, but everybody is falling for it. It's hard to hear that. You never know. Maybe it is. You never know. You have to be open-minded for all things to be possible in this life. And maybe that is a possibility. We don't know for sure, though. We don't know for sure. So there's our tweezer top there for Bitcoin, likely kind of coming on in on the 1 hour time frame. It's what we expected. It's why you come here, not only to get into the longs, but probably to see where people are jumping on in and out of the pump. So beautiful pump for Bitcoin today, too. Mastermind from last night at about 12 o'clock at night. And again, getting in at 12 o'clock, around 11, 12 at night. I tell people, man, 11 and 12 o'clock at night on a Tuesday night. And that was, again, it was my strategy no matter what the time was. And you had all this time to get in anywhere here with a stop below there and just waited it out. And I was even expecting to wake up tomorrow morning with tightness and then the breakout, but we got it already. I'm just ecstatic anytime Bitcoin goes up more than it was before, man. We'll take it. And we were at 60K. We're all the way back at $73,000. I mean, you got to love it. That's $13,000 on 60,000. That's more than 20%. That's a big move. And about a week and a half for Bitcoin. So when's the last time? When the lowest it was there was 62K just in 24th of February. The last time it hit 60K, though, was February 5th. So it's been 1 month. And it's up. Bitcoin up 20% in a month. Nobody wants to talk about it. They always want to talk about how down it is. No one wants to talk about how up it is. Right? We need almost 100% gains to get an all-time high from here. Massive gains ahead. Exactly. Please, everyone, I'm desperate. My son needs very expensive medication. I'm appealing to everyone. Any help would be grateful, appreciated. Solana. We just can't do that, man, because we can never verify whether that's true or not. We love you, and we appreciate you, brother. And through the right channels, may God bless you. But this channel just isn't and I don't mean this channel, but like through the right channels. Like, may God find a way to bless you the right way. I personally don't want to become an avenue where people take advantage of my trading group. And we can't verify any of this information. And because of that, it has to be kind of just, it is what it is. And I hope you can understand and appreciate that as much as I'd love to help you, I have to protect everybody here too as well. I have an obligation to more than just one person on the stream. Watching this coin, remember the AI prophecy. And if AI starts to go again, and is this John McAfee or something? It reminds me of John. I think it is attached to John. And it's kind of a meme-y coin, but hey, it's getting tight. 21 pushing above the 200, starting to look like it could get a move here. It's looking interesting. It may just pump. All right, I'd be paying attention to it for sure. So, you know, possible move here for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin can move later on today into the night, all the altcoins can get a push too. I like this ACT. I'd pay attention to this thing. You hit copy link. Remember, you always go here, hit the copy link, and paste the link. Important, okay? Especially you want to kind of help the community or my trading group and you want to point something out. That's the best way to do it. Grab that copy link. Okay. Okay, now what I want to show you now is this idea that we were breaking down on Friday, right? We have just enough time to break this down. Let's talk about the DXY. So we looked like it was going to pump out the flag, right? And it did. It pumped nicely. And it could be on a bit of a recovery here. Why? Why is the DXY on recovery? Well, whenever there's war, there's contracts. Whenever there's contracts, there's a lot of money. Right, and the DXY, you know what I mean? It can kind of offset the printing for a second. I mean, I don't know how much, but. So, you know, there's a chance that we get a continuation here in the DXY. Again, you got to see it stay above the 200, pull the 21 with it. Kind of might be a more downtrending flag. But pay attention to this idea here because it looks like the DXY kind of broke out of a resistance too. I was looking for it to make the descending triangle. Now, it pumped with Bitcoin. They can pump together. To me, it could hit that level and then start to pull back. I don't know if it gets higher than that, but I am watching to see the DXY make a bit of a move. Now, you look at Bitcoin dominance, which came back pretty strong. Had a massive, massive pump. And you have to remember, it's like people aren't going to rush into altcoins when the market comes back. People are going to rush into Bitcoin. That's the first thing they're going to be doing. They're going to freak out. They're going to FOMO into Bitcoin, and the dominance for Bitcoin is going to rise. Look what's happening here. The dominant, and it has a bit of a double bottom here. Somewhat of a higher low, falling wedge. That's amazing. It could even, like, you know what I mean? But that's Bitcoin dominance kind of on the works here. People were thinking it was going to dump. So then it makes you think, okay, well, what's happening to Tether dominance? Wow, 73,000 for Bitcoin. The not stop show. That you never know. It seems like it's just making a right shoulder now, but you never know today. You never know with Bitcoin, man. That's why you see me trade as precisely as I can here with leverage, but you see me go so hard in spot. Why? Because I don't want to feel that anxiety of being wrong when it comes to the bigger picture. I want to make sure I'm right when it comes to Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? It's so important to me that I'm hitting the right time. You know, I'm buying spot Bitcoin at the lowest price possible. Like, that's like the major story for me. That's what has to happen, right? So look, this is the same idea here. We started to fall down, and it kind of looks like a Bart Simpson. And to me, I have to be honest, it looks like Bitcoin has bottomed. You know what? It was interesting. Was it this weekend? It might have been Sunday night. Maybe it was Saturday. Maybe it was Monday. But one day this weekend, I uttered out my mouth. I said, you know what? I'm not supposed to say it, but I think there's a 90% chance that we bottom. And I said, why is that? I said, well, I've never seen the fear and greed hit a 5 and us not bottom. I've never seen it. It's like an impossible feat. And for me, I'm like, it just has to be the bottom. So I bought, and I kept telling everyone, I bought like it was the bottom. I'm not telling you it was. I said, if we go down to 30K, I only have about a 50% drawdown from where I bought at 61, 62, 64. So to me, it's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? It's a win-win. So I don't know, man. It made sense to me. And when I start buying the bottom, I've only done it like 5 or 6 times on this channel where I've really unleashed and start saying, hey, I have to buy a lot of Bitcoin right here, right? And every time I've done it, the fear and greed has been below an 8 or a 9 or got to 10 at least. You know what I mean? When we're at 10, to me, this is some of the best prices for Bitcoin in the history of Bitcoin. And it took so much selling pressure to take Bitcoin down. If you look at the bigger picture, like the 15, it looks like it's going to continue to go up. Like it's not done with its general push. Like this isn't done yet. It might not even need to flag out to continue. Getting cradled by the 21 with the 5-minute pushing up. I tend to sell early. That's the one thing. So when I sell, it usually does have a little more pumpage. Imagine we go to 76 into today. It's going to change the whole landscape of how people feel. So many people said they were going to get 50K Bitcoin. I'll wait for 50K. It's going lower. It never goes to where it's supposed to go, man. Listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But, man, I say a lot of stuff all the time. And I'm out here on X, too, like, doing everything I can for you. But here I am telling you, like, look what I'm saying.
This is where you start looking for money underneath the couch. This is where you get an extra job. This is where you sell random items in your home on eBay. This is where you do whatever you can to get yourself one whole Bitcoin. Maybe at 127 you thought it couldn't happen, but now you've got a second chance at life, a second chance to get that one whole Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now, get into the one whole Bitcoin club as soon as you can. Get it off your list, check it off, or at least start today. Get off 0, start going for one whole Bitcoin. If you have 1, go for 10. If you have 10, go for 20. If you have 20, go for 100, baby. This is it. These are the times. Bitcoin drops maybe to 38K if you're lucky, but usually never goes to the low everyone waits for. 60K came and went. We're back up to 68,000. We could be above 70K before you know it. So pay attention, lock in. This is the time, folks. This is the time. Bitcoin is...
That's exactly what happened, folks. You know what I mean? Like, so far, that's prophetic. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it's prophetic. And again, not financial advice. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But man, I love sharing with you guys what I'm doing so you guys can see what's going on, right? It's fun to be a part of something with somebody else. It's fun to do it with a group. So yeah, this may just get tight and continue to pump here. If the 15-minute goes sideways a little longer, I may get into another trade. So what I'll do, the 5-minute I'll say, sir. So, the 5-minute looks like it could be forming one of these. And kind of one of these. I could be wrong, I know I go back and, look, it looks like the 1 minute's going to dump. Looks like, I don't know what's going to happen. You're in these, that's why you make bigger time frame positions near the 21, and then you just kind of babysit the position. So you don't have to figure out what's going to happen right now. You're either paid already, or you're looking to add a little bit more to the day, but you're not trying to, Risk management, say after me, proper risk management, proper mindset. Proper risk management, proper mindset. Everyone thinks it's trading that they're going after, but you're going after proper risk management and proper mindset. You're going after discipline. This is the key. And remember, everyone wishes they were in on this Bitcoin pump. Everyone wishes they were live streaming Bitcoin pumping right now. They wish they got in. I'm telling you right now, the FOMO for Bitcoin is going to be crazy because there's nothing else you can get into once Bitcoin starts to rip. You're going to be on the outside looking in. And when that guy Clavicle came out and said Bitcoin's nothing, it's worth nothing, it's garbage. I mean, that is the money right there. Like when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, did we bottom? Because it sounds like a bottom to me. When the average masses are telling us that this thing is the most garbage thing in the world, the scarcest asset in the world is the most garbage. I want to hear that. That to me is bottom. It's like a symphony, man. It's like bottom sounding, right? This thing may continue to, I don't know, is this Travala? Ava? It might be something different than Ava. Let me see. Ava. Looks like it wants to break out parabolically when the Bitcoin run moves. Kind of a more uptrending, ascending triangle, right? So we're looking for this to right shoulder and dump in our face. Shoulder head, right shoulder. But there is a chance that it goes sideways and makes bacon on the beach. We want to see the 1 minute come back to the 21. We're just trying to try out this. We're just trying out the sauce. Seeing if there's this is a way to figure out if there's something more out of a trading case. I'm just teaching you how to fish for a little more. And you got to be really patient, though. I'm teaching you how to fish. So there's your tether dominance. Looks like it's coming down. That's amazing. It's pretty awesome. I'll tell you that, man. It's awesome. I just wanted to see if there's another coin I could flip ya that looks interesting. We'll take a look at Solana right now and see what Sol's doing. Sol tends to follow Bitcoin. Yeah, it's in that same beautiful kind of curvature, Adam and Eve style. See the curved bottom? Rounded bottoms pay the bills. You could even get in here and start to just let that thing rip through the upper side. 127 Solana seems to be coming. It'll get there faster than you realize. So same story here. Like when you just look at big picture stuff, yeah, maybe we continue to pump, but it would just be nice if we just flag out for the next 6 to 10 hours. And then we get a, you know, we pump all week, baby. Solana, right? It's kind of what Bitcoin's telling us is going to happen. We're going to get 5 to 7 hours of sideways price action. We're going to meet the 21s and then boom, Solana back to 100, Bitcoin back to 75, 77. And everyone wishing they were in on Bitcoin. Now, I don't want to get overly bullish here. Let's go look at the most bearish scenario for Bitcoin. And let's build a bearish idea. Let's just, you know, let's look at the opposite of what we don't want to see. All right. Well, let's look at the opposite of what we do want to see. I think that's what I meant to say. The opposite of what we don't want to see is the opposite is the you know, that's the double negative. Right? Let's take a look. How could this be super bearish? Well, to be honest, I see it pretty, like my brain sees it as a pretty cool reversal, but yeah, like I can't even connect those two for like the descender. Like it broke that trend. You know, if you end up going right back below the 200, like if you basically, if this turns into a head and shoulder and we end up going back below the 200 moving average, if we breach this trend line again and we go back below it in the next 3 days, like, then yeah, we're probably just back in here and going to continue to dump. So far it says no, though. So far it says like we're in a pretty good spot to continue. If you did what if I was running a hedge fund or a management firm, I would have put in everybody's money, as much money as I could into Bitcoin at these levels, right? And we'd be up right now in all of our buys. I don't know if I'd be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I just know that it would have panned out so far. Dude, look at this 15-minute candle. Like it's looking like it's about to go to the high of the day was like $100 away now. Like this is getting crazy. Now we're right back to where we were. Like saddle up, partner, right? That looks like it could just, I tell you what, man, that might go parabolic today. I know I go back to being, the one I was going to pull back, but no, the small time frame. We don't know. This is where people lose a lot of money. They go super hard here and get sniped out on a short, on a sniper wick. They FOMO because they didn't get most of the trade today, so they make this trade so big because they feel like they should have made more money. People lose so much money right here. This is where people lose so much money. Whenever there's a big trade and no one gets in on it, and there's a lingering price, that's where people lose a lot of money. How do I know? Because I used to lose a lot of money here. Because it's an emotional time. When you miss a big trade, it gets emotional. You wish you got in. You know? You wish you were able to take advantage of the move. So then you get a little crazy, you get in your head, and there's FOMO there. I tell everybody, every time you're using fear for behavior, you're going to cause yourself stress. Right? And that's in trading. So you know, right now, I'm grateful for the wins. Are you grateful for your wins? Are you grateful for the loss? Did the loss teach you something that you might not have learned? Now you can be grateful for it. Find a way to be grateful for everything in life. Have a grateful brain that finds gratitude all the time, just repeats itself. It's like a brainwash cycle. Stays in the present, repeats gratitude. Stays in the present, repeats gratitude. And then have a plan. Picture your plan, write it down, and then start doing the small things that you can do that turn into the big things. There's really, you know what I mean? You want to have a YouTube channel. Then you get the equipment. You look at what kind of channel you want. You start making a video tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like you want to start a carpeting business. You know, you put out an ad for the small things that you can do. You get the tools ready. You clean them. You get your call all ready for that call. You basically get yourself so positioned so when that call comes, you're ready to go. You don't get the call and then be like, oh my God, and you start throwing things together. You basically tell the universe you're ready to go. You pray to God that you're open to opportunity. And you pray specifically for what you're looking for. You know, I learned prayer works with specifics. Pray exactly for what you're looking for. I pray that my leg gets better way quicker than normal. I pray that somehow, some way, my leg, you know, I become one of the quickest people to ever heal from this injury. I pray for that every day. You know, God may heal me in a better way. I pray that I can manage the pain, that it won't get in the way of my trades, and I can still produce a beautiful product for the trading group no matter what's happening to me in my leg. I pray God protects the trading group in the Discord through my hard times. And so far, it has been great, right? So that's the lower low we're looking for the pullback. I'm not in the long. I just want to say that. Not just yet. It looks tempting. This could dump in 2 seconds too. I don't want people front running me on this. You're going to do what you want. I get it. Oh yeah, it's just I want to promote the chair, right? The H bottom ad. I don't even want to talk about it till I can get a good. I always look to see, hey, I could get a 10% discount for everyone, and then people could pay less for the chair. And so a product that I like, I can help sell. The company can sell, and I can help you guys get it for a better price than you could have. I think it's a great way to have. I love that. It's my favorite thing about having a community is being able to middleman products for people. Make a buck myself and give people a lower price. I think it's an amazing, you know what I mean? It's such a perfect, it's a great product. It's a great, it's a win-win for everybody. And specifically when the product is a great product, like something that you stand by and believe in. And I think I have really good review processes. And when I like something, it's stand up. It's solid. I tell you what, man, this looks. Every time I'm about to toss this thing away, it looks like it could get bullish again. Crazy, only make 1,000 to go to 77K though. It's like that. See, this is why I've had issues with these ideas, because then you feel like you got to go all the way, because you're like, well, I got to make at least $3,000 to $5,000 if it's gonna pump. And you go so hard, then they stop you out for $1,000 on one of the nicest days ever. Where that's happened to me. So I'm very, 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 that's why I tell you what, I make the most money when I when I'm really systematic about my day trades, as in secularness, meaning that day is that day and that's it. You know what I mean? Like Monday is the day I traded and it doesn't have anything to do with Tuesday. And Tuesday I do what I do and it doesn't have anything to do with Wednesday. And the same Wednesday I do what I do and it has nothing to do with Thursday. When I kind of say, oh, could I hold this? Could it be a swing for the bigger week? Is this the bigger trade? And I don't take money. It can round trip, turns back and forth. And 10 wins turn into 4 or 5 up and downers. And it should have just been 10 solid wins. Just bang, 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 right? Just taking the money, taking the money, taking the money. So that's kind of where I stand when it comes to leverage day trading. I believe, and you do whatever makes you happy, but I personally make more money when I just day trade it, baby. One day at a time, everything is its own section. Here, I should risk less for more. Like, I shouldn't have to go too hard. It shouldn't be pumping. The 1 hour should pull it back. Like, there should be shoulder, head, kind of right shoulder down. We can kind of begin to understand and build this idea. Well, because of the war, because of why it's been getting so frenzied, whatever, it's telling me, hey, you never know. And you guys watch this a lot with me, the dilemma of a trader, because it's, and then you got to ask yourself whether the risk is worth it or not. I dang know it could go, and it could just pump up here, make a bear div, and then call it a day too. I don't know exactly what it's going to do. No guarantees at all, right? What are you guys going to do? I'm pretty happy with my take on the day. What are you guys thinking of doing? What are people here in the chat doing? You going to long this, or are you going to sit it out? Are you longing, or are you sitting it out? What's going on? Let's take a look at the fan funding. Took Sam's call for the group last night. Woke up in gains, baby. Shout out to Byron Franco. We love you. Can you look at Dot USD, the only king of kings? Let's take a look at Dot. I do and I don't, though. This looks like I'm like stuck on BTC right now. That looks like it's going to go. That looks like it's just going to boom, shakalaka, right? Huh. But greed is real. So I have to ask myself, what am I willing to lose on the day that wouldn't matter? $200 and I wouldn't be stressed. All right, 189. So you put in what you're willing to lose and you walk away. Like it's just gotta be. But and I'm like not that impressed with $1,000 if we pump up to 77K. Like I feel like I gotta go all the way. But hey, we go to 77K, there'll be a crash right back down, probably to, you know what I mean? It's just like, fine, you missed that big pump, there'll be a dump back. Don't get greedy. And remind yourself there's always another day to trade, over and over again. Say those two things. Don't get greedy, there's another day to trade. Don't get greedy, there's another day to trade. Wow, they're flattening price action, though. Look, on the 1 minute, it's like barely moving here. A little bit of a double top there. Let's take a look at Dot real quick while we got you. Sorry, it took me so long. I get into the charts pretty heavily there. Polkadot, USDT. Had a nice pump to the upside. If Bitcoin, stabilizes, which it looks like it is, stays above 70K, 70,300 really, this looks like it could continue to pump. Yeah, I don't see why it couldn't. Just be careful for like a quick stop hunt before they, you know what I mean? Because there's just less people in the market. Well, yeah, the target is $2. The Dot looks interesting to me. You may be onto something there. I think I'm going to take the long. I got sucked into aping in too late. And maybe I aped in late. We'll see. It just, the tightness is so amazing with the 21 above the 200. I'm just going with what I do. Just repeating the scenario. And I'm not risking a lot, so it won't be a big deal. It's kind of a nothing burger to me. Check out my last super chat. Thank you. We looked at it. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate you, Sam, in the gains. Thank you. We hit River in the group for 117 elite. God bless you, man. Nailing it. I'm the guy on X that's bidding the Bitcoin logo. I'm making that for you. I just need an address to send it to. Not asking for your home address. Just an address I could send it to. I messaged on X. Yeah, me and my wife were just wondering what address we were going to use, though. And we couldn't figure it out last night. And that's where we sat in, and we just didn't know what to do. Yeah. We'll figure it out, though. Thank you. And we were thinking of where we wanted to put it, too, because, you know what I mean? We're like, where do you want to put this thing? But thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you sent us a $10 super chat on top of that. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. You didn't have to give that, and you did. Shout out to all the super chats. You people are amazing. And only one ask out of all those super chats, so thank you. How to stay calm. Look away for the charts. Don't let emotions control you. Trust the numbers. Yes, exactly. Just let the charts do what they're going to do and walk away. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. And do the same thing so much that you get so used to it that you don't get stuck in it. Right? You're just like, it is what it is. Let's take a look at the CME gap. Not the CME gap. You know, we do have a CME gap too. I believe we do have a CME gap. Let's take a look, though. In 14 days, they're going to not cut the rates. They're going to keep them exactly where they're at to the current level, 97% chance they're in. But after that, I believe they will start to cut. And so I believe we have rate cuts coming into the next year. I follow Sammy. I know who to follow in each area of your life. Trading, I'm going with Sammy. You should too. God bless Crypto Billy. I love you. Thank you. Yeah. We've been nailing it, man. We called the long. We nailed it. We called the short. We've been nailing it. We have been absolutely nailing it. And actually, I may lose this. I know that there's a high odds of losing this trade. There's a good odds of losing this trade. I know it's high risk. It's kind of a symmetrical triangle. They mainly break down. Anything could happen. They're probably going to spike right up to this channel and then dump. All right, a spike up to 73.8 or something. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes of just complete sideways price action, leaving you in complete limbo, waiting for the next big pump. Is it going to happen today, folks? Only time will tell. And the thing is, we already did my job, too, in the trading group. My job was last night where I gave the call, this morning where I updated the call and made sure everyone stayed true. And then when we took profits on the live stream, like we did exactly what we needed to do, and we did it live for you. We took you through it all. All right? No BS, no wasted time. And we took the most out of the market that I believe we could have, the biggest move that we could have. So I'm not loving this trade, to be honest. It's taking too long. It's looking... it's suspect. It's sus to me. Looks like it's going to dump now. The 1 hour says we should make a move down. I just want to make that clear to everybody. I'm just trying to see if I can pinch a little bit out of this. Man, you never know, man. I'm teaching you how to figure it out, though, which is awesome. Yeah. You can send your home address. You can look up my website, see I'm legit. I'm not a star or a weirdo, but that's completely up to you. No worries either way. God bless you, man. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Look at that thing, man. I'm still long. So even if I may not know what's going to happen, but I'm taking advantage of the probability. That's what I tell everyone, too. You don't have to know what's going to happen to trade it. You just have to take advantage of the probabilities that are in front of you. That's all. That's all. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's still a beautiful flag on the 5. Still looks like 76,000 is a target here for Bitcoin that we're going to go to. And the Forex Factory, which is tomorrow, is going to be Thursday, which I can't believe it. Thursday the 5th. We are flying through this year already. I can't believe we're going to have a quarter through the year. Soon, a whole quarter of the year is going to be done, which is kind of crazy. At the end of this month, I'm a quarter through going an entire year again without taking a day off. And this was the hardest one, right? I mean, I just can't believe it. Actually, I have to be honest. My mom dying, I think, was harder than streaming. I don't know, though. My leg and the leg pain, they're both up there, man, with streaming through them. Streaming through the pain I've been through, making the calls when I'm mentally exhausted, beat down. It's just been tough. Just so you know, if everyone, I'm in a walking boot right now. I don't know if everybody knows that. Anybody watching, I normally live stream standing up. Right now, I'm in a walking boot. I don't know if I can even like show my walking boot. It's tight. But I'm in a walking boot. All right. You know it. I'm in a boot over here. Again, my wife picked out the outfit. Red shirt to go with the Hey, thank you, BB. Nice job, BB. Nice job. But so tomorrow at 8:30, we have unemployment claims, which should rock the market, but they've been coming out bullish. Even if they don't, what's crazy is it's like they're getting fired for AI, but the market's actually bullish. It's the first time where unemployment claims doesn't really, doesn't really do it. So. Yeah, and there's the other idea of just trading the monthly, right? You get in right now on the monthly candle. Like this, you see? Like I'll do it right now and just go in on the monthly, and if the monthly pays out, this will trade, you'll end up making thousands. Right? If not, fine. But you got to do what you're willing to risk. Okay? New Fed chair soon too, exactly. It's all coming our way, man. A claim is just a claim, baby. Hey. So I would love it if this kind of slow. So we got a pump. I didn't see it. We got a pump, but then it kind of slumped down. I say we're done. I'm just going to take like a $20 loss here. For now. No way to tell, man. I'll risk fine. I'll risk $100. I won't be a Sally about it. But there we go, everyone. And the music ends at 12 o'clock, which is crazy. But shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being amazing. Yeah, thank you for teaching my husband. Thank you for all the hard work that you do. God bless. God bless you, GDA Jane Snow. We love you, Jane. Imagine people were panic buying gold in anticipation of war, and now they realize they can't flee with sacks of gold. They're taking Bitcoin at any price. 100%. Like, you got to think it through. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Shout out to the fan funding today. God bless you all. Thank you. Shout out to the top fans, everyone. That see if you can see your name in there. We'll scroll slowly. I'm not going to say everybody's name because it's, but shout out to everybody in there, from Light Music to Crypto Weirdo, Cryptoholic, Jamal Antonio, Notorious, A-Train, Chris Goss, my man Hyper Sniper, Rush, Rashanka, Gon, Warden, Sean, Seth, CT, Long, Reliable JD Shuffle, Arkista. Wow, man. Ryan, sir, we love you, brother. Thank you. Dude Tang, Dumpster Diving, Lakochi Goker in the house, Vegas Cloud, No Pants, Mark Fletcher, TP1 Don, Mr. Dirty Deeds. So many amazing people. TM Hustling. God bless you all. Stack McChange and more. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Bitcoin actually getting a little frisky again. We'll see. I'll keep you posted in the group as to what happens inside of this trade and what happens throughout the rest of the day. Everyone, we're winning, baby. We're winning. They can't stop us. We too strong. Bitcoin, baby. Bitcoin. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for an amazing live stream. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. So dream away.